Hey everybody, it's Bust. We're continuing our playthrough of the Lab of Legends. We finished off the normal difficulty. We finally made our way through Talia, and we're moving onto the hard mode. Make our way through here with Aphelios. And so, as usual, I like to call out that, you can at the start of these, if you don't like any of these passive powers, just retire and restart. I don't feel like that's really in the spirit of the lab, and so we will not be doing that. You may occasionally see me reroll right here from the start, and also like to call out that I will not just be like pursuing Zed. It seems like Zed is the best champion in the thing in my experience. And so if Zed fits in, like if we're playing Azir and we want to get some kind of ephemeral synergies going with Zed, then sure. But when we're out here drafting Aphelios and then just trying to take Zed and put phages on him, that's not what we'll be trying to do here. So with all that aside, this is a pretty powerful start with Wild Inspiration. The big thing we'll run into with Aphelios is generating all of the various moon weapons. They do cost 3 mana now here with the welcoming of the 2/5 patch. And so having these created cards cost 1 less, pretty powerful little ability. And so glad to go ahead and snatch that one up. Found our way to it. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'd prefer this one to say like sorcery, where you restore 3 spell mana every turn. I think that's just one of the most powerful ones in the game, right up there with the rally every turn one. But the created cards costing 1 less will be a pretty reasonable thing here. It even works with the invokes we'd get off of Behold the Infinite. But nonetheless, let's just hang on to this Shadestalker, see if we can't find some more early game stuff to do. Get right into it. So I'm fine enough with trading out the Cloven Way. This is, the Spiders deck is just going to come down and play units every turn of the game. And so let's just go ahead and try to limit what they have on the board until we can really get rolling. I don't feel like there's much reason to hold on to the Charger until the next turn, so we get this in the Nightfall on our Shadestalkers. Just the elusive isn't going to be super important here.
The Sun Children deny our light.
Block.
No longer.
All right. I was pretty pleased with how this went in our previous trial with Talia, in the sense that we had the thing that gives you a the sapling whenever you get an attack token. And so I thought we were going to be able to make this play where we have the sapling, opponent just plays their spider, and then we hook it down. They disagreed. The spiders did not just fall for the trap. I was pretty proud of them for that, but you gotta try to figure out these things the best you can. Okay, we're gonna need to give. We should have boosted up the mountain goat before we played the dragon, but opponent let us take full advantage here. He's probably gonna have a vile feast at some point, but nope. Alright, so we're just lethal here if he doesn't have another vile feast. This is reasonable. Whatever. We're just gonna open. There we go. Got him real good. Get out of here, spiders. Okay, on to the next one. So let's see. I mean, none of these are like super on point. If we're gonna be like sitting around and doing nightfalls, I'm kind of okay with trying to pick up an Elise. Kind of the things that we run into with Aphelios are that he handles the late game on his own. We don't really need any expensive cards, but we need to actually get to where we can play our expensive cards and really get Aphelios chaining around. And so Elise with Vile Feast gives us a lot of early game plays, and she also puts us into Shadow Isle, so we can pick up the other half of the Nightfall cards, whether it's Unspeakable Horror or the Doom Beast. And so I think she's a pretty reasonable choice. There's not a whole lot of champions that actually play well with Aphelios. Like, I'm not going to just sit around and re-roll and hope we find Nocturne. And so I think Elise is a reasonable enough start to fill in some of the gaps here. Putting us in Shadow Isles, having some cheap plays to make should be good. And Brood Awakening, it's not the worst. It helps stall out the game. Should we need to. Plays a lot better with the the restore 3 spell mana kind of thing, but I think we'll be okay here. And with these, this is okay. Like, what are we ever going to do here? I think we probably need to hang on to both Elises. Then we can, let's hang on to the Sketcher as well, in case we mulligan into like a 5-cost card or something. It was just against the Mist Wraiths, right? So, but we have to kind of assume. Cool. I guess it's not cool that we drew a card we didn't really want here, but it did work out quite nicely. And my cat is going bonkers. But no, like the reason I wanted to keep both of these Elises is just they're going to, you know, on the second Mist Wraith be able to take her down in combat, and so if we did, you know, manage to get a trade here early, I wanted to hopefully be able to have her be protected in the future. This is probably reasonable. I don't think we need to like protect our health that much against going into Thresh, but be able to get at least a kind of powerful little board going here. I want to get to do this now. If we find the Challenger one, this puts us in a very strong spot.
That's a pretty sparkle fly.
It is lethal here. 3, 5, 6, 7. That'll be to 8.
Ooh, that's new.
You won't suffer long.
Alright, this one should be done. Pretty elementary run against the Mist Wraiths. Again, probably should have. Well, if we gemmed, we'd have to gem Elise, and that doesn't seem spectacular. Maybe we should have. I mean, we don't super care about Elise at this stage, but we'll be good to win with an open attack next turn now. Even if he has a Risen Mist, that's not nearly enough to stop what we're doing here.
Like this.
It's gonna get him good. He did have it. Look at you. All right. Good game, Fridge.
Surprise. I do bite.
All right, what up? So, yeah, as far as these go, I'm really planning on just coming in and taking a bunch of Aphelioses throughout the entire trial. This is not like a really exciting set of cards to be adding to him. I don't want him to ever cost more mana. Regeneration doesn't do do a whole lot with a 2 health unit, and so we're kind of stuck here with the Last Breath Rally. It's not the end of the world. You know, this feels to me it's more like a more along the lines of like a combo enabler, which I don't think we can really do here. But you know, we are in Shadow Isles, and so if we find some kind of way, you know, some of the self-sacrifice cards, we might be able to chain together some of these Aphelioses in some kind of, I don't know, some turn where we've played a bunch of like moon weapons on other things, and then we get multiple attacks with them because we sacrificed off our Aphelios. Like, we can probably do something with this. I'll let you head to Reddit if you want to try to find some kind of some kind of combo happening with the Last Breath and Aphelios. I don't know what it would be immediately here, but there's probably something. Now with this one, I'll take the White Flame Protector. I'm kind of interested in this for 2 reasons. You know, stacking up on these and then maybe finding a good item to add to it later could be kind of interesting. Like, you know, if we find something to make it cheaper in the future, then it's going to affect this big pile of them. And it tends to be able to just kind of like bully a lot of our opponents use it. It's pretty decent against the likes of the Sejuani and all of the Freylord cards. But don't think we need Hecarim. We have enough late game here. Oh, and I did like to mention that I don't really like re-rolling at that stage. Like, if we just had some kind of like abysmal stack where we're going to have to try and take like Mushroom Cloud or something, then fine, we'll get rid of it. But just in that sense right there, I really don't like re-rolling the cards unless we're going to get items on them.
What's that noise?
Okay. I typically like to be able to, you know, interact with Thresh at the beginning of the game. We didn't find anything to do it with, right? The easy assumption to make here is that if he's, you know, has a unit on the board with the Vaults of Helia, that he's just going to be getting an extra mana of value on us every turn, and so we have to try to just keep his board empty so he's not getting the bonuses from these units. And so at least here, let's at least come in and try to kill one of these things. It's kind of a awkward term for him in the sense that you know, this is going to turn into a 3-drop. It's either going to be, you know, particularly good in hitting the Undying. It's going to be particularly bad at hitting like a Blighted Caretaker. You can hit Doom Beasts as well. But he hits Blighted Caretaker here.
There you are.
So that's one that we can just kind of come in and punish.
My saplings.
So could he have a 3-mana play here? Yes, of course. But, you know, like to come in and try to reset that as much as possible.
Forgive me.
Okay. So this will now turn into a Chronicler of Ruin.
Just wanted to play.
You weren't always this way. No place
Oh, the Chronicler of Ruins. Okay, then we can't deal with both of these. We can get rid of one, but the other one's going to stick around, and this will turn into Thresh next turn. The old Doran's Blade Thresh. I wasn't sure if this ever changed. Looks like it does not, or at least every time I've run into Thresh on hard mode, he's had Doran's Blade. Oh, we didn't hit him. He hit the Prodigy. Oh, that's super good for us. Kind of want this for Aphelios. It's like we need to Nightfall him, but if we Gifts from Beyond, it's gonna cost 2 mana. So let's at least give this boost here. We can pick up Aphelios. I was intent on just getting double stun, but we should probably just get 2-cost follower.
Embrace the night, Aphelios.
See if we don't hit the hit the elusive unit.
New path opens before us.
Whatever the cost.
All right. So Aphelios is going to die here, but it's not horrible. It'll at least give us this rally as well. Do we want to go ahead and moon weapon something? I mean, we could just stun Thresh, right? Maybe that's how we approach this. There's a decent chance that we can just go wider than him here. Let's do this. Let's stun Thresh. Let the 2-cost unit.
Lady Elise, where are you?
Take the 3 damage thing, sure.
Also, I fear the truth.
Alright, so now if he attacks, this leaves us in a spot to like just throw away our Aphelios, get the rally, and then try to kill him with an open next turn.
For truth.
Not cool, bro. Not cool whatsoever. Okay, so Thresh is gonna flip here. There's nothing we could do about it. Oh, there is. He just didn't get the unit. Okay.
Forgive me.
So let's play this a little slow. It's like it's ultra random as far as what he gets out of this Thresh, since it
I know.
you know, he flips and it shuffles a bunch of champions into his deck, and it's, you know, sometimes pretty not relevant. But we'll see. I'd rather him, you know, just not have this
Go
flipped.
ahead.
It didn't flip last turn. It shouldn't flip again. It shouldn't get the vaults this turn either.
Smooth as silk.
Return to us.
Yeah, let's just see if he does anything. Don't want to lose our Elise. Let's just get rid of this. We're gonna just drop the Cloven Way and a bunch of spiders this turn. Right, and then we don't have any kills unless we use Elise. That seems fine. Ooh, okay, I'm okay. Thanks for your concern. So let's see. I guess we should have kind of considered if we want a Cloven Way, we can't. But here, we can just do this, right? Hit here, Cloven Way can hit whatever has the most health. It looks like Doom Beast. Alright, then we can probably get it this way. Right, because he's only going to have 3 blockers. Do one of these. And that should probably do it, right? There we go. Okay, we found our way through. You know, that last breath rally wasn't that bad. You know, he was able to interact with our plans, and that's fine. But we found a way to get a pretty quick lethal in there. Okay, and then I do love both of these. The rally with domination and the best defense. I think these are both pretty fantastic. But domination is just way too good to be passing up. This is arguably the strongest one in the game. Okay, then what do we do with these? I could see fill your hand with gems being pretty decent since we have the thing that makes all of our gems cost 0. And I don't think we'll get too much out of these other ones. I do like Succession just as a way to keep our curve low, but it's not going to play to any of our themes. It's kind of a awkward card to be slamming in our deck here. And so yeah, we should, I think now that we found like the elusives or the gem thing, we should be looking to add any elusives that we can find. Also, you know, kind of improves the value of the Cloven Way. It works out pretty well with the moon weapon that gives overwhelm. Lots of cool things that we can do with that. Okay, well, let's see how long it takes us to forget that we get a rally every turn. usually something I forget quickly.
Come closer. I don't fight.
Okay, and then I don't think we get a lot of value out of opening here. I mean, given the state of things, I assume that he's probably just going to play like the 2/4. And if that's the case, then we're still pretty safe to just like attack and not block. Ice Veil Archer. Let's sketch it up. We can get rid of Hush. I think it's fairly weak here. Didn't hit the Challenger, but we can still Moonglow our Elise and continue to attack with her. Could have. the idea to do that was there, but maybe he'll trade. That would be kind of cool if he did. Alright, at this point I'm just going to save Moonglow for Aphelios. We're probably like pretty ready to give up on Elise at this point.
Hold still!
You dare!
Okay, we don't need to actually Nightfall here. Again, I'm cool with Elise dying. Kind of do want to get Aphelios going, but we need a moon weapon to do it. That all sounds pretty awkward. Let's just play Mountain Goat and bank up to 3 mana.
You won't suffer long.
Sure.
So young.
Okay. And do we ever feel better about just slamming the Cloven Way into this thing? That's also a pretty reasonable option. I think I'm on board with this. Just get this thing shut down for 2 turns. We're getting him pretty low in health. Aphelios won't come down until we're just ready to chain off a ton of spells.
Tread carefully.
Okay.
They walked around.
Probably just pick up a bunch of stuns here as well, especially if he just plays a big unit. So let's do it this way. We'll Guess from Beyond. Pick up double stun. It's not guaranteed to be over since he can have like Brittle Steels or something in his hand, but it should be pretty close to being done.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
There we go. That's gonna do it, right?
We could use a bite.
Cool.
Some of us are only human.
Okay. So what do we see here? These are all relatively terrible. I'm pretty cool with just with re-rolling this. We don't have any lounging lizard combos. We just gotta have like 100 Aphelioses anyways, and so the rekindler's not super important. And we do have heals in the sense of having a bunch of gems. Is that something we ever really want to pursue? I don't think so. It's kind of tough for us to have damage on our units. Okay. I am kind of interested in this Flurried Braum. We can very easily give Braum one attack, which is all he really needs to get rolling. Also kind of interested in this 7 attack Solari Sunforger, and that it can really just like pull us back out of any like damage problem we've fallen into. Typically not a problem with Sejuani's, but I do kind of feel like we take a lot of incidental damage against the Victor champions, the PNZ champions, and it's just a big lifesaver to pull you out of those where you fall behind. But I think this is going to be good with Braum. Just a way to interact with our deck that doesn't really have any removal in it. And, you know, just having one attack against a, what's it called? The turrets deck should be pretty powerful. Here, I'm not like, I'm cool with picking up more Aphelioses, but I don't think I really want to do it for the Overwhelm. We do have the White Flame Protector show up. This is kind of, we did kind of, you know, specifically take that one White Flame Protector, so if it shows up, you know, with items, then we just have this big stack of a unit with all the items on it. I think we're probably okay just to take the Aphelioses here. If we ever want to get these kind of like chains of rallies or something, then we need him to do it. It's just Overwhelm is a pretty weak trait for him to have. I think we're okay to certainly take one of these. Did just pick up Braum. I don't want a huge pile of 4s. Okay. That's close. I think huh. Let's take the Protector. I think this is what's going to help carry us through this Sejuani round here. When they're out here playing all of the, like the 2/4s, it's a lot of units that just throwing stats in front of is pretty tough for our deck to do. Okay. Go, we got this Jim Braum ready to go.
I learned my scars.
Listen to the sounds of the wilds. Give in to instinct.
Okay. Don't have a particularly good play lined up for this turn. Vile Feast is terrible here. Behold the Infinite. I want to play this, but then just not use any of the cards. I think Moonsilver is great here.
Darkness hides my path.
We'll take what we need to survive.
All right. Play some 1 health units so we can get this Braum going. I don't think they have any, but pretty reasonable here, right? He's going to be a good block. We want to just keep him around as a 0 blocker until we have like more gems. I think I'm okay with that.
We'll make quick work of you. You are safe with Braum.
Right, now we're going to get the Poro out of it. Could even gem the Poro. That seems pretty decent.
It is easy, see?
They tend to have a lot of Elixir of Irons. I don't want to put like a lot of faith into that play working. But this just seems better now with the White Flame Protector. Dang it, Tarkas.
For truth.
My shield is my soul. Show me your best.
Okay. Alright, things are about to get real with the Tarkas Scargrounds coming down. If he doesn't open, then we can Cloven Way, but I think he's gonna open. He's got a full board. Oh, on, what do I know? How much of this do we want to get rolling? Like, this is certainly happening. This is happening. We could technically, like, hook Ruthless Raider and hush it. Well, we can't play hush anymore. So I think we just have to stop here. Kind of want to get the 4 damage onto Braum, though. Let's do this. You can... Scar Ground's tough, your Elnick, and we'll get our flipped Braum out of it.
I'll take everything.
Time to celebrate!
That was a choice. That was a play. What are you doing, bro? Is he gonna have more? Seems like he's gonna have another elixir of iron, but... Okay. That's one way to play the game. He certainly made a decision there. Bad is that? Really? Okay. So now Braum can just... I can't take the Stefan down, he'll die. We can hush it though. Would we rather hush him than Tarkaz? Probably.
Time for talking to. Have you met my shield?
Okay, then we should have an open kill on him now.
Flee now or burn.
Fires for storytelling, not for buildings.
You overwhelm one, we're not going to get it anytime soon, but
Just another winter.
seems like the thing we'd want to be doing whenever we eventually draw Aphelios. This is still lethal on the Elnick, I believe. And if we want to just come in and take as little damage as possible, we could do this. That's not lethal though, so we can do this.
Fear not death.
Then we have the 2 auras that can come in. We could also just Brood Awakening here as well. Probably the safer bet.
My shield is good luck. Have fun.
Got him. Nice. Okay, so let's get ready for that Sejuani round. We have Don't Want Wish. Lost Riches, huh? When cast me again on the same targets. Doesn't target anything. I think we can let all those go. Crumble is probably what we actually want to take here. It's just the first removal spell we have access to. I don't think we can reroll this when we have a good removal here. And then cheaper Shards of the Mountain sounds nice as well. You know, even if we just pick up like 4 gems and get to play them all for free, I think that seems pretty good. It's okay. All right. Seems like it's looking good. I like how this has come together. Need a little bit more out of Aphelios, but otherwise I think it's fine. Start here. I don't think Spacey Sketcher is going to be that good in this match. Let's just go ahead and roll it away. Vile Feast is not good either, but it'll pick up in quality in the Piltover rounds.
Come closer. I don't
Yeah,
bite.
no.
We could use a bite.
Okay, I'm good with the goat.
Let the
So we have a lot of answers to the things he could be doing here. I feel like we'll just take this down with a Vile Feast after combat. Probably just blocks Elise, right?
Dance in the flames.
So young.
Get him.
Snuffed out.
Seems like a pretty good spot to be in. Sure, just preventing damage. Could have gemmed our mountain goat. That's probably what we should have done here, right? Just gem the mountain goat and get another gem.
Snow
Little-
swallows their tears.
A little sloppy, but sure.
Burn.
Happy enough to keep playing the big dragons.
The storm approaches.
Ew. Okay.
Embers and smoke. Burn them all.
Alright, so we'll probably need to gravitum there, whatever the 3 damage one is.
Bow to no one.
Pop it off on the earth sign. He's just gonna open, isn't he? It's still, I think the same thing still applies. To pick up 3 damage. Calibrum, welcome to the party. Then he's just gonna hit here. We get any kind of value out of rallying? I don't think so. Okay. Don't really want the stun. What else are we gonna get out of this? Not a lot.
Move sure as the moon, brother.
We want to play the second moon weapon to get Aphelios to flip next turn. Then we have to go ahead and do this. Just doesn't feel quite worth it.
Is it the mustache?
It's
Who
gonna
knows?
take us a while to get rolling here.
Mustache off and wear it.
We go where the war mother be.
We can do all of this, right? If we want. Well, we can Shadestalker the... Yeah, I think we should probably just be doing this. Let's give Braum a gem. Don't want Gravitum, though. I think we might have done this backwards, because we're not going to get the moon weapons now. I was trying to get Braum up to 4 attacks so we could take down the Outriders. Oh, not Aphelios. This will still be okay.
We should be friends.
Alright, we can do this. Probably. That was sloppy. I'm just gonna play the Shadestalker for no value now. But
It is easy, see?
I think we're about to start doing stuff. Right?
Hear that
Stun you.
bristle? Varg offers a challenge.
Don't think we want the 2-cost follower anymore. We're looking to do things with Braum.
Doubt weighs heavy on their minds.
Our spoils will rival the war mothers.
Hear that bristle? Varg offers a challenge.
Shut you down for 2 turns.
Ride onward.
Oh, we're already rallied. I was like, we could technically just put Aphelios out there. Take the 3 damage.
Strength is yours.
Now,
First we fight.
Braum does this.
My shield.
This attack happens. He's tapped out. Say he blocks the Cloven Way and just takes 8. And we should be able to kill him with an open
Leave
next
no
turn.
survivors.
Right, because his 2 Wolf Riders are going to be stunned.
I am with you.
got him. Nice.
I fight another day.
You'll fight another day, Sejuani. Oh, that was Braum. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to take away your death animation from you.
The moon is born in the
Cool. All right. We're in the Piltover grounds. I think this Braum is really going to pop off now if we can manage to draw him. Let's see. Our one-cost units. Let's check that real quick. We got the Sketcher. We have the Elise Spiderlings, Vile Feast Spiderlings. It's a Spiderling kind of card with the Yips Genius, where our allies get 1/1 for each keyword. The Victor ability, so it'll help with Elise. Should help with Sage Strider. You should help. I think if does Aphelios Last Breath doesn't count. Braum has a couple, and it's so big with Braum, and that's who we're trying to go big with here. I think I'm okay with picking up Evolution. There's an argument I think to pick up Duelist. It's pretty good here in the end game when we're up against all these things that just have one health. But the one I ultimately worry about is running into the turret one and them getting to turn 8. It's very tough for us to kill the turret one quickly, and so. Hopefully being able to pick up all these stats and kind of having beefy Brahms will let us continue on with that. So in general, if you weren't just trying to build towards Aphelios, I think the Braum would probably, again, be the one to take. Having this 2/7 Fury Braum that's getting, +3 from his stats, so he'd be like a 5/9 or something. Pretty powerful, but Aphelios should be strong enough to carry here. I do kind of like this idea of building towards Aphelios and then just giving Braum moon weapons. So here you go, friend. Here's a nice moon weapon. Okay, and here we just got to play all of our cards as quickly as we can. So having access to Spacey Sketchers is actually pretty big here. Rude Awakening can be pretty good. It's just going to take us a long time to actually be able to play it. So I'm happy enough to get these generated cards down as quickly as we can. We actually just want Moon Silver. I think so.
Star's Whoopsie is another spark.
What you looking for? Won't someone help this poor soul?
Everything hurts.
Yeah, so we'll take a handful of damage here, but we're about to start getting value blocks, right? We got to take a bit here. This is what I was talking about, I worry about taking this kind of like just incidental damage from the random P and Z decks. It's this, right? It takes us a while to get wider than him, and he puts a bunch of like puff caps in our deck. It can take a bit of effort before we're just like wide enough to shut down all these terrible units.
I got ways to find me mushroom. Oh, that's a harvest right there.
Okay. 4, 6, 7. Okay, I needed to. I pushed the buttons too fast to see if we were going to overdraw before we played our cards.
I was just casually standing. Stop wiggling.
Okay. May need Hush here. I don't feel like we're really gonna like super need Hush, but
Spilled paint is just accidental art.
this is okay. Let's actually just prevent the damage with this. Vile Feast down here. We're pretty close to being right back in it. We can always get the lifesteal weapon out of Aphelios if we want. 7, 8. Got anything cheap in here? We'll technically play the messenger. I got more mystic shots, man. Okay, at least they aren't going face, I guess. I was counting on these dragons to be putting in work here, but we're slipping farther and farther behind. But we can start picking up life steals after this round.
You won't believe what Pilties throw away.
I think we need to be doing this. It's gem. That's Aphelios. We're not gonna be able to 3 damage the elusive right from the start, but cool, he didn't elusive his assembly bot.
You're clear. Enforcers just left. Perfect.
I feel like you're gonna have a lot more keywords. He's only getting +1/+1 here. But we want the lifesteal to be our next one.
Ow! Smells like opportunity.
It ends in silence.
Okay.
Blessings
How
of
many cards does he have left? It tends to seem like in a lot of these matches we end up decking this guy. So gotta be on the lookout for how far away we are from that. Here comes all the Brahms. Not what we're gonna be doing. The White Flame. I'm gonna give you lifesteal. Okay. Then we just have to play Gifts from Beyond, right? It's a little unfortunate to have it sequenced like that, but pick up in the second lifesteal one.
pain fell.
Probably want the stun from that point forward. Okay, I think we can handle this nicely, especially if he decides to block here. Maybe we should have attacked with Aphelios. I bet we should have. Forgot that he has this, this last breath rally, and getting a second attack with White Flame Protector would have probably been pretty big. But we could do the same thing on this this following turn here.
Who am I? Who are you?
Let's just go ahead and deal with this problem. This isn't going to be a problem any longer. I think. Does he unhush to be flipped? I don't know how that interaction actually plays out. But I think we're fine. We're going to gain a ton of health. I'm going to get this Brahm going into some of these units. I think we'll be pretty safe here. Oh, we don't have any gems though, do we? He's going to get a bunch of stats off his keywords though. So let's do this just to be sure. Get rid of this one. I don't know what happens to this thing, if it turns back into like shady character or what this thing does once it flips, but or the turn ends. But oh man, you didn't want to block our Aphelios. Fine. Okay, cool. Good to know. So he does turn back. Here he's only got 5 cards left at this point. Probably just going to deck him. Down to 4 now, right? Guess we can lifesteal up again. Let's see. Let's Gifts from Beyond. Want to start with the stun.
I feel your pain fell. If you can only feel one thing fell,
Overwhelmed.
be my light.
We can just re-Moon Weapon. We have all these Moon Weapon cards in our hand. Okay. Overwhelm, sure. Don't care. Trying to click on you, thank you.
Darkness, light.
do one of these. We can play Take Heart onto Braum, or we can... I mean, we can play Take Heart onto our dragon, or we can play Shards of the Mountain. Where does that get us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So it'll put 4 gems in our hand. This is 1 extra gem. Okay. Where does that get us? Is that, it's not 30-ish damage, but it at least gets us like fully healed back up. So we'll be, you know, max health for the next round. Now we should just be able to open Kelly. Okay. Good game, Foundry. Okay. Alrighty, feeling good. Feeling good. What do we got? We still got 2 rerolls here if we ever feel the need to do that. I don't think we need to put Nab on the White Flame Protector. I think this is probably a reasonably worthy reroll. We'll find something a little bit stronger. 3/3 Spacey Catchers feels pretty strong. So let's go ahead and pick this one up. Righty. Get to it. Gets the old turret round. It is one, I think this is the one I tend to have the most trouble with the Aphelios. Once they get up to making the 8/8s, it's kind of extremely tough to deal with. So, hang on to Elise. It's a pretty good start though with the Braum.
Don't worry, I've read all about this.
Let's take this puppy for a spin. Here we go.
Okay.
You won't suffer long.
So how many gems do we want to put on Elise, right? Do we want to just stack a ton of gems on Elise with the Shards of the Mountain? Let's see what we can do with this mana here. Getting towards a Brood Awakening. Doesn't seem that exciting. It's like we don't have to play all of our gems onto Elise. I want to have, you know, a handful to... Oh, fuck you. Oh, that's so bad. That's as brutal as this could be. Now we're stuck with all these in our hand and don't get to draw next turn. I mean, at least we're pretty happy to be adding Braum next turn, but that was dirty.
Take heart.
Alright, let's get him up to 5. We'll take this this crush spot off the board. We can still kind of interact with this other stuff. Now if he wants to... Oh, that was our attack token. Okay.
It is easy, see?
They fear tomorrow, the fools.
He's not leveled yet? Okay, so we have to take that thing down. Let's get one of these in.
Now I've lost my place.
Doesn't put the lobber in front of our Poro. That's nice.
My right hip.
Okay, I think we're looking pretty good here now. Probably need to pull out a one of the... It's hitting for 8? It's hitting him for 8? Why would you do that? Why are you the way that you are? Okay. So we're not going to open here. I think we need to do this. Let's gem you so that you can now survive this thing. Add a White Flame Protector. You just like give up, opponent? Like, what's your deal with this? Okay. Lifesteal. It's Get ourselves back up to 30. Sure, we'll take Overwhelm.
First we fight. Ha! This is fun.
This is fun. There we go, Braum. Are we lethal in this open yet? Like 12, 19, pretty close. Let's do it this way. I guess from beyond, I guess we want to take the Falling Comet. We can't count on having an additional a behold for Celestial.
Who wants a taste of progress? Let's show our friends the door. We should be friends.
Got him. Alright. Alright, get ready for it, Victor. Get ready for it. Nice. Feeling good. I guess we didn't do much Aphelios stuff that game, but we played Moon Weapons, right? That counts. Moon Weapon Braum. So let's see. Do we want to make these Sketchers cost 2 more? I don't think so. I think the regenerate on White Flame Protector is probably pretty powerful. I think the way we end up losing this one though is if he gets like a bunch of elusives going on us, but I think this is fine. We won't use the reroll. We'll be getting the dragons going. Oof. Okay. Feeling pretty good about it. So something like this, we'll just hang on to Braum because he's so strong here. Look for cheapers. We found it. Good start. Good start. We're certainly playing this. I think we're probably good to just... Do we good just discard a dragon? I think so.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sparkle fly. Paint your
Pick up the Moon Silver. As long as we're getting like, as long as he's not getting ahead of us with the Victor, we'll be okay. So the faster we can get Braum going, the more ideal this will be.
What do I do? What don't I do?
I pull the strings.
like this.
Care for a taste of tomorrow?
Okay.
So young.
And get this Braum going next turn. This is where it's gonna start ending, right? We'll probably play Aphelios this game. That counts for something.
Paint your
Have you met my shield?
Sure. All right, that should be what does it, right? We can charge at the mountain down as Victor next turn. I think we're good here. This one's done. I don't like know how much we need to go over. I don't think he can like burst stats onto Victor, but whatever. We'll just be sure that it's not a big deal. I could have put all of these on our Overwhelm unit. I think this one's just so over it doesn't matter. So it'd probably be a little less sloppy if we didn't, if we saved some of those for Aphelios, but I just don't think it matters here. Should just be able to open kill him, right? Here it goes.
Let's show our friends the door.
Feeling good about it. There we have it. Nice. Nice little run. Hard mode Aphelios in the books. Pretty cool. I mean, it's tough for it to just kind of be like a full Aphelios deck, but at least, we were doing stuff with the moon weapons and Braum. We didn't go out of our way to just switch to the Phage Braum and take over that way. But we knew that he was going to be pretty strong here when we had the Braum with Fury plus Evolution. That was kind of our big early game play. But I was happy with how we took this one about. We knew that the White Flame Protectors were going to be big. We took the no statted one and then just picked up on some later. Took good usage of Aphelios to get us through the beginning of the Victor rounds with the lifesteal moon weapons is a pretty big deal. Again, you can see how it can kind of quickly get out of hand, and then we just didn't see any Nightfall cards show up, so it's tough to be a big Nightfall deck when those things don't happen. But nonetheless, pretty good run. It's pretty fun. Hope you all enjoyed the trial. Maybe learned a thing or two along the way. Learned how to moon weapon just a little bit better. That's going to do it for us here. This is Bust. Thank you for being here.